Hey you guys, welcome back. Today is the day. We are super excited. You're not only going to see me today, but you're going to see my family. And this is one of the videos that is just so warm to my heart because this is a family thing that we do. This is the second year we've done it now. And that is processing our own meat birds to feed our family for the year through. So today's that day. We are at 10 weeks and 5 days of growing our White Rock meat birds. I'll give you a peek at them, show you our setup here. Our deck, our back patio is absolutely disaster right now, so don't mind that, but I'm going to show you the setup. I'll give you a peek at how big the birds are, give you a rundown of what the last couple days have looked like, and then we're going to jump in and start processing them. So let's go take a peek. Okay, so for the meat birds, you want to make sure when you know their processing day that you stop feeding them a day before. So since we knew today's Saturday morning we were going to be processing them, the last time we fed them full containers was Thursday night. So they had food starting Friday morning, but we didn't feed them Friday at all. So by the end of the day, they were out of food, and they probably haven't had food for like close to a full day now. So you don't want their stomachs to be full when you're processing them. That's why you do that. So you stop feed. Obviously, they still need water, but stop feed at a day before. So that's what we did, but I'm going to turn you around. They're thinking that they're going to get fed right now, so they're all lined up and they're ready to be fed, but we're going to start grabbing them once we get them set up. So I'll turn you around, show you what they're looking like for size, and then from here, I'm going to show you the setup and what we've got going on, and then we will get started. So here we go for the size. They're all nice looking. They're all healthy. We haven't lost any more. We've moved them the same up and down the yard. They're doing super good. So that is the size of them now here, full grown to 10 weeks and 5 days. I guess it's 5 days if we got them on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yep, 5 days. So there they are. So what we're going to be doing is just taking them one by one, opening the door, grabbing them, taking them one by one to our little station we have set up here. And I'm going to take you up there now and show you what that looks like. Okay, so this is our little setup here. It's not all set up yet, but our first station is. So this is where we have it set up where we're going to dispatch the chickens. What my husband's got here is just a pallet, and he just kind of tied it here to our clothesline pole. So it's just stationed, just so we had a backboard to tie or to screw the cones to. And then he just stapled a garbage bag to it, so it helps a little bit with the dirtiness of everything. And then 2 buckets at the bottom for the heads and all of the drippings, obviously. And then from there, what we're going to do is take them to where you're going to put them in hot water and dunk them, and so their feathers come loose. We're going to set that up, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So once they are done here being dispatched, what we're going to do is 2 at a time. So while one is done being bled out, we can take it through the process. The other one can sit and continue to bleed out. And then when the first one's being done through the process, we'll grab another one from the coop, dispatch it, and then the one that's been sitting here waiting, we'll do it, and we'll just rotate. So from there, once they're dispatched, we will bring them here. And once this is up to temperature, we will dunk them in there, and that has to be between 130 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, right, honey? And then you're going to want to put a little bit of dish soap in the water to just kind of help with the grease and the feathers. So this is the dish soap that I recommend. It doesn't have any of the chemicals or toxins in it. So just a drop, actually, yeah, you can bring that to Daddy. When it's done, honey. Just a drop in the water. So that's where we're gonna dunk them. And then once that's done, we're gonna bring them here to the plucker. Same plucker as last year. Pluck them. Going to take them from the plucker and give them a rinse here in a cold water bath with vinegar. Let them sit for a couple minutes. From there, I will take them to my table where I will gut them, cut the feet off, and then once they're done and they're clean and it's just a whole chicken, we will put them in an ice bath and let them stay in an ice bath for quite a while until they move to the fridge. So when we're ready and we're all set up here, I will show you the whole process with a chicken in hand. We'll do the whole thing together like we did last year so you can see what it looks like doing the real thing. You won't see any knives or anything, but we will show you the whole process. So we're super excited. This is our meat chickens of 2025, and this is the White Rock meat bird. Last year we did the rustic ranger. So we're super excited to see the difference in how they grew in comparison to each other. So once this gets up to temp and we're ready to roll, we're going to get started and I will show you the process. Here we go. My little guy is gonna grab one. You don't have to go in probably, babe.
Grab him.
He's gonna try. These ones seem to be a little bit bigger than last year. He might not be able to. Grab it, babe. You gotta be a little aggressive.
Just grab it.
Get in there, babe. Grab him.
Make your hands free. Just grab him.
Grab him, honey. There you go. You got him.
You gotta grab him, Noah.
There you go. There you go. He's gonna hand them to you. Good job. Hand them to Daddy. Alright, it might be hard to do the handoff. So we're gonna take it here. You put them head down. So you hold the feet up like that.
Oh, you're nuts.
You let the head come down. Okay, so now you're gonna take it and just dunk it in the water for about 15-20 seconds.
Yeah.
Just until the feathers kind of can come loose, and you can tell if you just pull on them a little bit. Try it, babe.
Not yet.
A little bit longer.
I'd say 20 seconds.
About 20 seconds. There we go, maybe. Try again, babe. A tiny bit longer. Yeah, about a solid 20-25 seconds. And then you're going to bring it to... Watch yourself, honey. There we go. So then you're going to take it from here, pluck the big ones off that you can. The tail I cut off, so you don't really have to worry about the tail.
This has to be like this.
So then you take the chicken and then you put it in the bucket with the water and vinegar. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead now that we have about 6 plucked and in the vinegar water, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start gutting them. So let's go ahead and do that. So right here down below is where the bucket is. So I'm just gonna grab one that's been sitting in here longer. Hard to tell, maybe this one here. So I'm just gonna let it drip a little bit. My husband's got another one, so we just keep putting them in the vinegar water. So you're gonna put it here. First thing I do is I grab the feet and I take the feet off. So I've got them mixed up here. I need my garbage down here. Okay, so to take the feet off, this right here, see how it's like a bump and a bump? It's a knuckle. You're gonna just put your knife between the knuckle. See how that happened? And then you're gonna go on this side and you're gonna pull up. There's the foot. And then you're gonna do the same thing with this one. So you're just gonna put the knife down in the knuckle and then pull this side like this, and there you go. So now you've got your chicken. Next, and also I always keep this disinfectant, it's plant-based, on my table with a bowl of water just for my hands in between and whatnot and the table. Okay, so now this tail, you don't need the tail, so I'm going to grab the tail and just cut it down and off like that. Here's the tail. And if I turn the chicken, you can see that the tail's off. Pluck that feather out. So now you're just gonna basically pluck out the rest of the feathers that you can, and then we're going to gut the chicken and take the insides out. So you're just gonna kind of do that there. Got one there. Yep. Nice, buddy. All the pin feathers you can kind of take out after. I can tell already just by holding this chicken that they are bigger than the ones we did last year.
Yes.
Okay, so now what you're gonna do is you're just gonna grab the skin here. So this is basically like the butt. You're gonna grab the skin here and you're just gonna kind of cut it, because you want to be able to get inside there. You're just gonna do that. I'm just gonna cut this skin down a little bit. So there you go. See how now you have your hole? So now all of the guts are inside there. So you're just gonna reach your hand inside. And this is the part I don't like doing, but it has to happen. So you're gonna reach your hand inside. Whew, it's still warm. Just a second.
Oh,
this is part of the homesteading I don't like. Okay, so you're gonna put your hand in, a big scoop. You're gonna hear it crow maybe. You're just gonna do a big pull.
I see the heart.
Oh.
What's the heart?
You're gonna pull it. Yeah, see, this way I got the bucket. You wanna make sure that you, hopefully like I just didn't do, you wanna try and get it all in one scoop.
There's the heart.
So, are we keeping the little hearts?
Yeah. Here, let me throw it in the cooler.
Do you like chicken hearts, Noah?
No, but I'm still just gonna throw it in the cooler.
I guess we can. Throw it in the cooler. Okay. So now, if you look inside the chicken, I'm just gonna take this.
That was a big heart, Mom.
It was.
It's
Okay, so you're gonna cut this down right here, because this, what I'm holding on to, is the butthole, the anal cavity. Like that's the butthole. So you're gonna throw that out. Now you can see that is completely cleaned. The butt's gone, the tail's gone, the guts are gone. Now what you want to do is you want to clean it from the upside. So you're just gonna put a little slit here where the neck is, so you can see in there. Well, right in here, because you wanna feel around, because there's an esophagus in here. There, you can feel. So it's right here. It's like a tube, kind of like a straw. I don't know if you can see that. See that right there? So you kind of just get your finger, wherever it just went. There it is. You're going to get your finger under it. See that there? That's the trachea. So you're going to follow it back, and when you put your hand in there, you can feel it all the way into the stomach. So you're going to pull that out, and then that just ensures that from here to here, it's completely cleaned out and there's nothing inside. So you can see there's the trachea is gone, the throat's gone. You just got your neck. If you want to keep your neck, go ahead, keep your neck. Like we do, if you want to cut your neck off, you can go ahead and cut the neck off. But anyways, this one is done now. So there is my full chicken ready to roll. So now I'm going to take it from here and I'm going to take it over to the cooler with ice in it, the ice bath, and I'm going to let it sit there as long as we can. So I'm just going to kind of take as many feathers out of this as I can just to clean it up before I put it in the ice bath. And then we will move on to the next one. And we will do this for all of them. And then I will show you, once we are done, how many we have. And then we're going to piece them out this year too. So anyways, let's take this now to the ice bath. Turn it around so you can see too. So here's the chicken now. The butt is cut out. Everything's cleaned up here. The legs, I'm going to just pull some more of the feathers off. And then the trachea is clean.
Mommy, to do it.
And the throat there right through. So now what you're going to do is you're going to just take your cleaned chicken. Watch yourself, honey. And you're going to put it in. This did have ice in it. It has now since melted. So we have this cooler here. It looks dirty, but it's just wet. And then we've got an ice water there.
I put it right there.
Oh, and Noah's got the heart in there. So there we go. I'm going to go ahead and keep going. As you see now, we have quite a few in here cooling. So I'm going to continue with cleaning. He's going to continue with doing what he's doing. And once we're finished, we will show you what we came out with. Okay, so we're about halfway through. And I had to get this because my daughter wanted to help. Last year she did have no interest, and this year she wants to help. So her big brother's showing her the ropes. So we've got another one going in. She loves it. I absolutely love that they're learning where their food comes from, but more importantly, how to be self-sufficient themselves, how to grow their own food, how to clean it, how to butcher it, all the things. And them showing interest at the age of 4 and 5 is awesome. So I'm gonna get back to this now, but I just had to share because my daughter was super excited to do the plucker. Just turn it on. So, and these chickens are looking absolutely amazing. So here's the one I'm working on right now. And this is how many I've got done so far. So they're just in the cold water. So I think there's 1, 2, 3, 5 in there. So I've got 5 cleaned, almost 6. We've got about 6 more in there. And then my husband's got some more on the go. And then we've got about half left there in the cage. So we're an hour in and we've got about half of them just about plucked, which is super awesome. So I'm gonna get back to it. Okay, so we just finished up. We've got everything rinsed off and put away, kind of. Started cleaning up. They are all now in the ice bath. The ice is melted, and we're going to now transfer them to the fridge. They've been sitting here first, and then we filled this cooler next. So it is full as well, and then this tub as well. So we are going to put them in the fridge now and let them rest for a couple days, and we're going to saran wrap them to get them to the fridge. But first I'm going to pick one up and just kind of show you the size holding it in my hand. So let's turn it around and chat for a minute. Okay, my goodness, so that was a quick 4 solid hours of butchering the chickens we had. We didn't even keep track of how many through, so now that we're going to do this, we're going to see for sure how many we have from start to finish with how many we've lost. I want to show you just kind of the size of most of them. Like, they're very, very nice sized chickens. Let me show you one that's been in here a little bit longer where it's really cold. This one here. So some of them I took the skin off the neck. Some of them I didn't. So this one I didn't. Obviously the skin's on the neck. I just cut the neck so I could get it clean in there. But this is the size of most of the chickens. So they're very, very nice size. Some of them still have feathers on. We got to clean up as we go. But there we go. That is the size of the chicken, and they all turned out like that, like really good size, really plump. None of them, from what we could see, had any issues with anything. You're fine. You can go, babe. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to show you one with the neck cut out, so you can see the difference. So here's one where I trimmed the skin off the neck and the neck's just there. And then the other one where I didn't trim it, it obviously was still there, but all the birds turned out to be a very nice size. I'm gonna keep them in the water. My husband's just running uptown quick because we ran out of saran wrap. Well, we didn't run out, but we knew we don't have enough. So he's gonna go get some, and then we're going to take the birds, kind of just pat them dry with a towel, saran them just quickly, not super, super tight, just quick. And then we're gonna put them into the fridge. So we're gonna saran them all first. We'll put them on the table here, and then we're gonna move them from the table to the fridges, see if we can get them all in the fridges, and then we will be pretty well done. They'll chill for a couple days, and then we'll be able to piece some of them out. We're thinking about keeping about 10, 15, to about 10 whole ones, because we still have about 4 or 5 whole from last year. So we're thinking about keeping 10 whole ones and then piecing the rest out, because last year's meat birds, that's what we did. Ooh, my voice. I didn't know how to like piece out a chicken until we did all the birds last year, and then I would take out a whole one and thaw it, and I would piece it out once it was unthawed. So a year of doing that, I got really good at piecing out a chicken. So now that we've done these this year, we're gonna allow them to rest for 2 to 3 days, and before we freeze them, we're gonna piece them out. So we're gonna piece out around 25 of them, depending how many we have, and then keep about 10 whole, depending how many we have, like I said. So once my husband gets back, we will do that. I'm gonna go grab some towels so we can kind of pat them dry as we go, and we will get them in the fridge. Okay, so I'm gonna use paper towel, I decided. to pat them dry. So funny, my husband just got home and it just started raining, and it was calling for rain all day today, and it didn't rain until we literally just finished. So I'm gonna grab a chicken, grab it from the top, just so its cavity can empty. And then I'm gonna just kinda, I'll have to wash this table again. I'm just gonna kind of put it on the table. One of us will dry the chicken, the other one will kind of get the saran ready so we can wrap it up. You just want to pat it dry because you don't want it going in the fridge like soaked. You know what I mean?
Yes, honey.
So you just want to kind of pat it like that. And then what I'm thinking, it's right here. I have one already open.
Okay.
So then you're going to just kind of wrap it this way. And then I'm gonna, oh, got stuck. Thanks for helping, honey. And then you're gonna wrap it this way. Just so it's wrapped basically all the way around. Like that. So it's wrapped all the way around. We're not keeping them like this. This is just to get them in the fridge so they're covered and they can stay cooled for a couple days. So we're gonna do this now to all of the birds, and then we will show you what it looks like. So let's go ahead and get them finished. Okay, so we've got 5 done. We're just gonna do 5 at a time so they're not sitting out in the heat. Okay, I don't even know what time it is. Hey Alexa, Alexa, what time is it?
Alexa don't even know.
It doesn't even know. It's too late. It's probably around 3 o'clock, I would say. Let me check. It's 2:57. We started this at 9 o'clock. And we just finished wrapping it all up. I'm gonna show you here. My husband's just bringing a bucket full. I'm gonna flip it around and show you. So we had too many chickens to fit in our fridge. So we've got this fridge here full, our house fridge full, and then we've got 6 chickens here that are gonna go to my parents just because they are, there's too much for our fridge. So he's gonna bring those to my parents and then I'll show you what the fridges look like. Okay, so here are the other chickens. So my husband took out the coolers or the things down below, the crispers, and he just put some towels in just to hold anything that drips. There's a tray there. We've got that packed, but we didn't want it super packed. As you can see, there's some room so the air can circulate. So we've got that fridge, and we also have this fridge with some chickens in it. We didn't put it full just because we obviously need to eat out of it and have some space for while we're eating out of it the next couple of days, but we've got some in here too. So now what we're gonna do is just gonna let them chill for a couple days, and then we're going to take them and all the ones that we're keeping whole, which we're gonna go through them and keep the biggest ones whole. So we're gonna keep about 10 whole ones, and then the rest of them we're gonna go through and we're gonna take a day or two and we're gonna piece them out. And then we're going to put those in like, what do you call it, packages. And then we're gonna put all in the freezer. So they're gonna chill in the fridge now for a couple days, and when we go into piecing them, I will do a video on that, and then we will show you a full like a full all around about of how much meat we got. But what I do want to do before we piece them out is I want to weigh all of them whole, total up how many pounds of meat we have with whole chickens, just so in a roundabout way we know versus last year. And I can tell by just holding the chickens this year, they're bigger and have more meat than the rustic rangers we did last year. But yeah, it went super well. I am exhausted. I'm tired. I'm sweaty. I need to go get a shower. I stink. It's a long day, but we did that quite quickly for just us doing it. So we did, I believe there was 38. We didn't even keep count putting them in the fridge. We're so tired. So when we have that full number and we do get them packaged, we'll be back to show that. So I'll see you then. Okay, welcome back, you guys. I'm starting to piece out all the chickens. I finally got a quiet second in the house, so I thought I would film to show you how I've learned to piece out a chicken. I just learned by doing it myself and figuring it out, and I'm going to show you because I found a really quick, easy way that most anyone could do. So as you can see, I have all my chickens exactly how we wrap them on cookie sheets here, and I'm just got them on my island and I'm starting to piece them out. So I'm going to unwrap one, put it on my cutting board, and then I've got 3 plates. So I've got my leg and thigh, my breasts, and then my wings. So I'm just piecing them out, and then when I've been doing it where when I have 4 pieced out, I'll grab my vacuum seal bags and I'll vacuum seal, and then I'll do another 4. So out of all the birds so far that we had here at home, this is the last left, and there's 8 here on my island. So I'm gonna finish these up right now. We have 6 more at my parents' in the fridge that I'm gonna finish tomorrow, and then they'll all be pieced out, and I'll be able to know tonight, actually, after I'm done these 8, I guess, how many we have, because I'll just be able to count the 6 that's there. So I'm gonna finish piecing these out, and then I can show you all the meat that we have, plus the 6 that I'll do tomorrow from my mom and dad's. And you'll be able to see the full whole, which I'm super, super excited about. So I'm gonna go ahead, grab another one, start piecing it out, and I'll show you how to do it. So let's go ahead and grab one. Okay, so this may be one of the longer sections of this video, but that's okay. I wanted to do this because I wanted it to be easy for you to follow along and be able to do yourself. So take that saran off there, and here we go. Here is the chicken, right? So now what you're gonna do is just kind of spread the legs. See the skin here between the legs? You're just gonna cut that like this. Make sure you have a sharp knife. You're gonna cut it, and it peels away from the body. See there how that did that? Peels away from the body. So you're just gonna cut that, peel that down. Same with this one. And I'm doing it upside down so it's easier for the camera to see. But you're just gonna cut that skin between the leg and the body. And then this is what it looks like. You're just gonna kind of push those down. Now that's what it looks like. Now you're gonna grab the bottom of the breasts, and you're gonna grab the bottom here, and you're just gonna pull. So I'm gonna go like this, and you're just gonna go like this. See how I pulled like that? And then right here, where you can see it's just meat, the spine's broke. See that? I'm just gonna take my knife and cut. Oops. Cut straight across there, and just be careful because the wings over here on the other side. You don't cut through the meat. So you're gonna do that. So there you go. Now you've got your legs, right? So now I'm just gonna put the top here to the side. Now you're gonna kind of grab these, and it's hard to grab because it's wet, right? But you're gonna kind of just pull like that so it breaks. And then once again, it's broke here. See the meat here? You're just gonna cut down through there. Cut like that. Sometimes you hit a bone, so just make sure you have a good knife. So there you go. So you've got your 2 legs and thighs. So then I just put those on my leg and thigh plate. And then here we go. Now we have the breasts and the wing and the neck left, okay? So now, if you want skinless or skin on, depending, I'm doing skinless. You're gonna skin your breast, and how you do that is you just grab the skin up here and you just kind of start pulling, and as you pull, you slightly just tap your knife. When you're pulling back, you tap it in a slowing cutting motion, but not like you're slicing into it, just kind of touching it a little bit, and it pulls it away. And keep pulling the skin back. Same on this side, the whole thing. I'm gonna keep going. Now on the sides, the skin goes down to the top of the wing. You're just gonna slice it off there. You see how I did that maybe? See how the wing's there? You're just gonna slice that off. Keep coming down straight to the neck. You can pull that off there. Pull that down. Same thing with this wing. Right, so you're gonna take the skin off that wing. I feel like you're manhandling it because you kind of are. And then you're just gonna kind of grab that skin that you just grabbed from the whole breast and pull it up off the neck. Cut it if you need to where it's attached, and that I'm just throwing out. So now when you flip it back over, there you go, you have your 2 breasts. So now you're going to cut down along the sternum and then use the edge of your knife to go around the breastbone and straight down. See how there's a slit there? That's what you do. And then you're gonna run your fingers and continue to pull the meat back and just kind of slice down. Keep your knife edge along the bone and just keep pulling that meat back. See how I'm doing that there? And then here's the wishbone right here. So you're just gonna use your knife and cut along there, right to there. That meat comes, there's like a tendon there. Just gonna keep, same thing, slicing it down off the bone, pulling it back till you get to the bottom. And then right here, you just kind of use your knife, go around that bone, and then pull that breast up and come under. And there you go. So there's your breast. Throw that on the breastplate. And you can see one breast is on, one is gone. So now this wing, grab the wing, you go to the back side, and you just go right where the wing goes down here. It's kind of hard for you to see. But right where the wing goes down here, you're gonna cut over here and down. Because if you think of like a shoulder blade, right? And then you're gonna find the knuckle, which is here. See how there's two, and you're gonna go in between. And as you go in between, you're gonna pull the wing back so you keep opening up that knuckle, and then you'll feel it cut loose and you just trim it back. So there you go. There is a wing. Same thing for this side. You're just gonna start at the top there, go down along the breastbone to the bottom. And keep pulling it back. Keep pulling it back, all the way down. See that? I don't know if you can or not. But now you see the bottom there, you can kind of pull up and trim along there. And now you're right here up next to the wing, right? So that's where the breast, right here. Right here is the breast and the wing where they connect. So you need to take the breast off of the wing, right? So you're kind of just gonna go along there and cut. So then there's the back side of my breast, and it might not be the most beautiful, but hey, whoa, hey, there you go. And these are big birds. I did some whole ones because they were too tight together in the freezer, or sorry, the fridge in the garage. And some of them started freezing partly, so I did those ones. I froze them whole. Those are the ones I kept whole. And they're in the freezer already, and I weighed them, and they were, the smallest birds were 5 pounds. Some of the bigger ones were around 7 pounds. So we got quite a bit of meat. So there's the other wing. So I throw that on the wing plate, and then this is what we have left. So it's where the breasts were, the breastbone, the wishbone, the neck, and not much of the back. So what I do is I take a Ziploc bag, a freezer bag. I've got one in there because I just did another one. So this is my second one again. And I just put them in there. So I get 4 in one bag. And then I just keep this bag of bones and in the freezer for when I want to make some soup, like a big pot of soup. And then the rest I vacuum seal in individual bags. And when I have 2 more pieced up, I'll be able to do that, and I will show you the process of the vacuum sealing, what I got, and then I'll show you what they're looking like, and then I'm gonna piece the rest out, and we will have a total of the results of meat we got this year from this breed of bird. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish piecing these out, and then I will show you how to vacuum seal them. Okay, so I have everything pieced out here, all 8 birds that I just showed you. I've got breast and thighs and legs here, some more breasts, some more legs and thighs, and then a big plate of wings over here. And then I've got my 2 bags of bones. So I'm going to zip these up. Make sure they get all down in there. So I'm gonna zip that one up. And then I also have this one over here. So these can be a little tricky to get done up. Anyways, we're gonna do those 2 up, but what I wanted to show you is these bags that I got. So I just got them on Amazon, and there's 3 different sizes. So there is the medium size, the large, and then the small. So they're really, really cool. I've been using the medium-sized bag to put 2 chicken breasts, and then I've been using the large bag, so you can see the difference between medium and large. I've been using the large bag to do 2 thighs and legs, and then I've used the really small bag to do 4 wings, but that's really tight, so I might switch it up to 3 wings. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show you with just chicken breast how this works. So I just put 2 of the chicken breasts down into the bag as flat as they can be. And I'm doing 2 because when we eat as a family of 4, 2 breasts is good for a meal, and especially these breasts are really big. So that's perfect. So this is what it looks like once they're in the bag. So 2 breasts. So I bag all of them out. I'll do a leg and a thigh too, just to show you. So you're gonna take leg and a thigh, slide it down in there, and then you're gonna take another one. And I kind of put them up kind of together like that. You can see that there. So I've got that. And then the wing bag, I won't do a wing bag, but I'll show you. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna turn the camera a little. Okay, so now I have one of these food savers, and you're just gonna take your bag. So I've got the breasts. You're just gonna take the bag and put it here. And it vacuum seals it, and then it seals it. So let me show you. So it's sealed completely. So it sucked all the air out of it, and then it sealed it right here. So I'm gonna go ahead now and do the leg and thighs. And that one's done there. So 2 legs and thighs done, and 2 breasts done. And then I did all of my wings too. So I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum seal all of this meat up, and then I will show you what all of it looks like once it's all pieced. I'll give you a look at everything we got totaled, and I'm super excited to find that out. So once I get this all pieced up, packaged up, and then the 6 from my parents' house home and pieced up, I'm gonna put it all out here and give you a look at what we have from our harvest of chickens this year. So once that is done, I will be back and we will go from there. Okay, you guys, welcome back. I just breathed the biggest sigh of relief because I am finally done piecing out all of the chicken. I've got all of it on the counter behind me, and I want to show you what we got. And I did finally get a number of how many chickens we actually finished with, and that was, drum roll, 38 chickens. So I believe, if I can remember right, we lost 3 as chicks, 1 as a bigger chicken in an accident when we were moving the tractor. So I believe, if I remember right, we lost 4. So that would mean we had 42 chickens when we got them. So I did think we had a couple extra. So we finished with 38 chickens. It's all right here. I'm super excited to show you it. And I did weigh out the birds because I was curious to see what we ended with on an average bird. And they're anywhere from 4.5 pounds to around 9 pounds. It was like the biggest bird, which was a big bird. And I will show you the pieces so you can see what I mean, how big the birds were. But what we did was we pieced out 30 and then we kept 8 whole. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring each piece and show you kind of how I did it. I didn't do a tutorial on how to do the big birds, but I did get the vacuum seal bags that you dunk in a pot of water, and I did that. So I'm gonna grab one of each piece here and show you up close what they look like so you can see, and then I'm gonna find a spot for it in the freezer. The big birds, the whole birds, I already have frozen. I did those yesterday, froze them yesterday, so we had some more room in the fridge. But all of the pieces are still raw and unthawed. So once I'm done this, they're all gonna go into the freezer, but I wanna show you the pieces, so let's go ahead and I'll show you. Okay, so here are the wings. I did a couple wings per bag. Now, some of them I got a couple more in depending how big the birds were, but there we go. So those are the wings of here. This is the chicken breast. Look how nice it looks, but I want to show you one of the last birds I did. Look how big this breast is. A massive breast. I think this was off of one of like the 8 or 9 pound birds. But some of them have 2, and then some of them, because they were this big of a breast, I did the 1. So those are the breasts. We've got tons of those. And then for the legs, same thing. Leg and thigh, I just did 2 per pouch. So I did 2 and 2. So how I figured out how many birds we had was I know this was 1 bird, right? So I counted all the legs we had pieced out and it was 30. And then we have 8 whole birds. So 38 altogether. So those are the leg and thigh. Here, what I did with these bags was all of the bones of 3 to 4 birds per bag, depending how big the bird was again. I put in these freezer bags, and this is gonna be for soup. So, or broth if I decide to make broth, but I didn't wanna throw that out because there's a lot of good stuff there. So I did a whole bunch of bags like this, and I don't know how many I have. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bags of that. And then my whole chickens, I'll show you kind of what they're looking like here. So they came out like this, super, super nice. Like I said, these ones are already froze, but this one here is a 6.5 pound bird. So that is a nice roasting bird. Super, super nice. And that's how these all turned out. So the whole chickens are anywhere from 4.2, and I didn't keep any of the 9 pound birds. Those were actually pieced out because what had happened was we had it so tight in the fridge freezer in the garage, in the fridge in the garage, that they started freezing at the back. So some of the chickens started to freeze. So what I did with those ones that were a little frozen was I kept them whole and I vacuum sealed them and I put those into the freezer to finish freezing them. So those were just whatever ones were froze were the ones that stayed whole. So if I wanted to keep a big one, I could have, but we still have about 6 whole chickens from last year. So I thought if we have 8 plus the 6, we should be good. That should be a good year's worth of whole chickens, right? Because if you eat 1 whole chicken per month, or maybe 1 whole chicken every other week, that's still 12 chickens a year if you're eating 1 a month, right? So should be good there with the whole chickens. And then the rest was pieced out, and I just showed you that. So I'm gonna take my camera down and show you up close all of what we've got. And then we will do a breakdown of how much it costs if we can remember how much feed we bought. That might come on another video, a really short one. I think I'll do that. I'll just do that on another video and we can compare. I'll take one of the whole chickens from last year out of the freezer, and we'll compare. We'll do that on another video. So anyways, there we go. That's the harvest. I'm gonna take it down, show you up close, so you can see how much meat is actually on my island. So here we go. There is a ton of meat. So this is all the breasts here, goes into the legs and thighs, and then here we've got the wings. And then over here, I've got my whole chickens. So as you can see the pounds on them, how many pounds they are. And then my bags there of all of my bones for soup. So there we go. There's all of the meat from 38 White Rock meat birds that were butchered at 10 weeks and 5 days old. There we go. And that should do until next year. We should have enough chicken here to last us the year through. So there you go, you guys. That was our full harvest of our White Rock Cornish Cross meat birds. I'm so absolutely grateful for what we got, what we were blessed with, the harvest that we actually did receive this year from our flock. We weren't sure what was going to come of it because we knew and we heard from a lot of people just in different Facebook groups, different people that have grown them themselves, saying that they die a lot easier and are prone to death a lot quicker and easier and faster and simpler than the rustic rangers. So we weren't sure what the year was going to look like. And like we said last year, when we grew the rustic rangers, we didn't lose any. It was literally the most perfect year, first year of growing meat birds, most perfect year we could have ever asked for. It went so smooth, so simple. We didn't lose any. The processing last year, we kept every bird whole because I was new to it. I didn't know how to piece out a chicken. So through the year of unthawing whole chickens and piecing them out for dinner, I learned that. So this year, piecing it all out, I believe it's going to be so much nicer in the freezer, and I'm so grateful that we did this year. But for raising the White Rock meat birds and hearing all like how hard they could be, I believe it went very, very nice. My husband took care of majority, bless his soul, of the feeding and watering. I did it here and there, but he took care of it most times. Other than that, I literally pieced out every single chicken and my husband cheered me on. But you saw the process of all of the processing that we did. My husband and my son plucked every bird. I processed every bird, and now every bird is going to go into the freezer to nourish our family for the year through. So I'm super excited and grateful with how it went this year. This was a little bit of a longer video, but I expected that with it being a processing day, right? So there we go. So we processed on Saturday. They sat in the fridge Sunday, Monday. Monday, I started piecing them out. Tuesday, I pieced out the rest. And then today, it's Wednesday morning. I finished the last 6, and they're all going into the freezer. So they've rested about 3 full days, a little over. They're gonna go into the freezer now. And maybe I'll show you once I get them in there. I guess I really don't have to do that. You already saw how much we have, but anyways, there you go, guys. I am so grateful, like I said, for how this harvest turned out. If you have any questions about anything, if you want anything, any questions about anything now that we've done both types of meat birds, please shoot me a message or write down below in the comments any questions or comments you have. I'm just grateful to live this way. I'm grateful to have learned this way of living and been excited about it because it is a way of life. But there's a lot of people out there that get scared and intimidated by doing this and raising their own birds. And if I could give you a little bit of encouragement, it would be just go for it. If you wanted to start with even 4 meat birds, just to have 4 for the big occasions through the year, right? Maybe 1 you want for Easter, for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, and then for your birthday. Just start there. But I wanted to share this so you can see how you can raise your own meat. And you know, if you want to do this and you have the space and you know how and you think you could, but you're just like, I don't have the time because I'm tied to my job and I'm working so much I wouldn't have the time to do it, but you want to, and it's like calling on your heart, I would love to connect with you. I literally partner with people every single day, teaching them how to bridge that income gap or completely replace their income from home, doing what they love while creating an income. And for me, that's been over 3 years, whereas I used to work in nursing, and I know I wouldn't have time to do this because I was working 12-hour shifts. So anything is possible. If you want it, you can achieve it. If it's on your heart, it's there for a reason. And anyways, I absolutely love every single one of you for always following along, for always being here with me. I love and appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. And there's going to be many more things coming to you now throughout the rest of the summer season with the garden and then all the canning stuff in the fall. So anyways, love you all. Make sure you like this video, ring that bell, subscribe so you don't miss anything coming next. And I will see you back here next time. Bye.